Dolphins, double-digit favorite here now, 11 points over the Giants. Oh, this is terrible with the Giants right now, isn't it? It just feels pretty bad here. I feel bad for them. And now they're on a short week after only scoring 3 points in that game. And how could I even think that the Giants were going to – I was on the Giants, you guys, on the show here, right? Was that what we were on? So, yeah, we, certainly thought about the under. We know that, but the Giants are just they come out so slow. They're getting dominated early on, and they're not able to produce much on offense here at this point. Just a comedy of errors out there, it seems like. They're throwing the tablets around. Now, it's funny because Dable so far, this is like his best role as a road underdog, 6-2 against the spread. Yeah, we know which one they lost, but that was the first time the only time they've been a road dog so far. Remember the Cardinal game, a road favorite, but so 0-1 right now. But they're going like half the game they don't score. You can't have that. And they have last 2 games 1 touchdown, 8 3-and-outs. Saquon, I don't want to say Saquon, but you see the short lifespan maybe of running backs. And a lot has to do with offensive line. I mean, what happened in that game was not on Daniel Jones necessarily. I mean, it looked bad. We're all making fun of him, but you saw the key injury. They have to shift over to get a new center right in the middle of the first half, basically. And while it worked for a player too, I was all fired up for him. Good for you, offensive line. Look at that. You had to you lost a second key player. JMS goes out, shift the guard over to center. Another guy comes in who hadn't played in a year, was a former starter, wasn't very good. He was getting exploited by the end of the game. He was the guy that kept picking on him. And, the pass rush was just too much. I mean, the Seahawks, they had, what did they have? 12 sacks, 9 sacks, 10 sacks? I don't know what they had. They just kept sacking him. And it was because the offensive line, it was I think it had the worst performance at the PFF of the season for an offensive line. They doesn't necessarily mean they fixed things, but at least you got a week to prepare. But just goes to show you how unprepared they were, and that's not good. They probably still are a little thin. Steven says, Dolphins cover and cover and cover. I love Coach Logic. Who doesn't? It just looks like he knows. It looks like he knows what he's doing, even if he didn't. Ray's on the Dolphins. Thomas is on the Dolphins. Now, the Miami's won and covered 3 of their first 4 here. They're averaging 37.5 points per game. We know the Giants are, a pretty solid under team. That's for sure. I'm sure, it has to do with how poor this offense has been. But feels like to me at 48.5, I know we're going to rely on the Dolphins to probably score a lot of points. But what are the Giants really going to do in this game right now? There just doesn't seem to be much hope. We sit there and make fun of who is the worst team right now, and we make fun of the Bears and the Broncos in that game last week, but can't necessarily think the Giants aren't with those 2 teams the way it's going right now. Dolphins have 20 touchdowns on 44 drives so far this season. They've gone over in 3 of 4 games here. Oh, it feels like yeah, Stephen, but maybe, maybe a subpar quarterback on a bad team, right, is what it feels like to me now. And that's a bad recipe, I think, to a certain extent. So for me, I kind of want to look to the total here in this one. I think I feels like Dolphins. I feel like the Dolphins can actually get double digits here. Maybe I have. Maybe that's what I should be laying here on the show. Let's see what you guys. It's all Dolphins for you guys. How can and right now, right? I mean, Jones is not. It feels like I'm not saying you're going to be more comfortable at home, but Jones feels like he can scramble a little better for some reason when he's at home. Right now, the pressure is just too much. He's probably not even the type of quarterback that you need for if your offensive line is in such a disaster mode as this one. But there's no doubt, you guys. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks don't go around sacking the universe. And that's what they did against the Giants. And the Giants were already having some problems with pass protection and things like that. But once that injury happened, that's why you got that record-setting or whatever it was. It was a massive number of sacks by the end of the game, right? They were 8, 9. What was it? I'm not the type of guy. I don't have all those stats right here in front of me on that one. So under is the play for Stephen. He says an absolute blowout. Let me tell you this, Stephen. If you think under is the play, and that is what you're saying about, and you're a great contributor to this. But if you're saying 37-10, under is the play, no, sir. Or if you're saying that the Dolphins are the play, you have the Dolphins winning there by 27 points in a game they're favored by 11 points, and you have the total there at 47 and a total that is on the board at 48 and a half. You're actually right on with the total. You have the Dolphins and an absolute blowout. Whereas the odds makers are trying to tell you that the final score of this game is going to be somewhere in the 31-21 range, 28-21, 28-20, 28-19. So, and great point there by Neil, the 70 points. And, so there is something to that as well. But I actually like where Steven is going with it because I feel like, but I'm going to lay, okay. I'm going to lay the points on the show. I'm going to lay 11 points on the show because I'm not sure I can be a premium. I don't know if I can lay 11 points right now as a premium. I could do anything I want. Especially with my NFL record right now. It's pretty darn good. NFL premiums. I don't think I'm number 1 on the site, but if I'm not, I'm number 2. Got another game or two here, but just want to show you could go over to the Handicapper Leaderboard 2.0. You check out who's hot. You click on NFL, and for the last, let's see. You can go the last 30 days. I think we're in there. There it is. I am number 1. Okay. 67%. That's all. NFL last 30 days. I think we're in 1 month into the season, right? Every team's got 4 games. And, I'm playing a pretty high volume. Probably 2/3 of every game has a premium on it. But this is the NFL. I'm going to have premiums in almost every game. This is the sport, and this is my sport. And 67% on my premiums. Little commercial here, plug, as I lay 11 points with Miami, and I don't want to do it as a premium because I'm 67%, and I don't want to lay 11 points. So, all right, you guys, I'm having a little fun here on a day without mini games. Let me lay 11 points here. I don't want to tip my hand on the total. That's probably going to be the premium.